Men of Reddit, what do women do that they think is okay but is actually creepy? Honestly. Hands down. Women who exploit emotions of men. We may not all cry in the movie theater. But we are not incapable of experiencing deep painful emotional wounds. In general, it seems to be more acceptable for women to rag on guys for our image. Like our height, weight, or income. While the flip side being that men cannot criticize women without being a pig. So yeah. Women who nitpick guys for superficial reasons are creepy, arrogant, and covered with more red flags than a game of Minesweeper. Being hypocritical about sexism. Hear about guy hitting girl. What an asshole. Hear about girl hitting guy. Well. What did he do? Older man hitting on much younger woman. What a creep. Older woman hitting on much younger man. You get it, girl. Making small penis jokes. Funny. Making fat jokes about men. Funny. Making short jokes about men. Funny. Making any jokes about a woman's appearance. Always asking if I got flirted with. No matter where I go. Did anyone flirt with you? What the hell? It's flag football. Tickling and getting pissed when I don't like it. Girl, I don't like getting tickled. I really hate it. I don't care that it's some way to show affection, I don't want it, and for FCK's sake it's not my problem and I don't have to man up and take it. Wife bragged to friends about our sex life. We live in a small town and now it feels like everywhere I go, I'm being giggled and smiled at. It's really violating. IDK if it's just me. But the baby voice plus behavior really puts me off. You know what you don't like men doing? Tell me that my almost 2-year-old son is so handsome and going to break hearts, be a lady killer. If I rolled up to a park and told a mom how good looking her daughter was and that all the boys are going to want her, they'd call the cops. Not exclusively a woman thing. But my ex would screenshot our text conversations and send them to her family and friends for reaction. Like mundane conversations. Not even anything interesting. It felt like a very creepy violation of my privacy. Also, she was an idiot. Hope you see this, Laura. You have to install this GPS tracking app on your phone so I know where you are anytime I want to check. That's a serious trust issue. Yes. It is annoying. I have a friend that whenever she starts dating a guy, just lists me off thing about the dude like she's listing a resume. Never anything about the personality or sense of humor or what characteristics about them she enjoys. It's job, career, college, earnings, house. I had to tell her it was getting creepy because it just sounds like she's getting a checklist to impress people, not find a good person for her. Late to the party, but I haven't seen this mentioned yet. Distributing nudes they get from guys to their friends without permission. I've caught several women doing it and they'll argue about it if asked to stop. Yet another example of it only being an issue if the genders are reversed. That's illegal. You could press charges for that. Girl or boy. Maybe not creepy. But FFS, stop pulling on my beard and arm hair. Like. That tea is seriously uncomfortable. And pulling out a beard hair stings like FCK. It's literally attached to my face. You are in my personal space. Tugging my hair. And causing me a little pain. Ladies. I don't care how fun it is. Please stop or I'll make fun of your eyebrows. Please stop or I'll make fun of your eyebrows. Hugh, this man is not playing around. Double standards on sexual harassment. The way girls share really personal things about guys in relation to sex. Society and the media would have you believe that guys talk about sex all the time and just objectify the women that thieves slept with. I don't know if maybe I'm just hanging out with the wrong people. But honestly, the most you usually get out of a guy is just that they had sex with a girl. And the only time we discuss details are when you're just like trading stories. But girls tend to like immediately report on things to their friends. And share details that honestly could be embarrassing or uncomfortable for the guy. It makes me really uncomfortable and creeped out to think that if I sleep with the girls I have to just accept that all of her friends are going to know every detail about the experience. Size. Performance. How long it lasted. How I look. It just feels like a huge breach of privacy. Not creepy, but when a woman sees a single dad with his kid and feels it's okay to tell them they're doing great. I get they may feel like they're being supportive or whatever, but the stigma behind guys not knowing how to raise a child is infuriating. I have 50/50 custody of my child and she's raised brilliantly by both me and her mum. I can guarantee mum never gets random praises just for walking through a shop with our child though. It's not supportive. It's condescending as hell, and please stop it. I've seen a few comments about accepting compliments. My daughter is an absolute delight and always gets genuine compliments from passers-by. These I take with pride and a smile. The problem is from the people who approach in shock to see a dad alone with his kid and think he's either babysitting or just lost without a woman to tell him how to raise his kid and needs a patronizing pat on the back. Edit 2. Just to clarify, I always respond with a smile and thank you regardless of the way I'm approached. I've had this happen a few times, but I don't know if it is more common or less common. When I go to a bar for a drink on say a Friday night, I usually go with friends. I'll head to the bathroom and sometimes the bar will be crowded, so I'll have to slip through a group of people. Several times I'll get rubbed or caressed by women. Sometimes on the groin. Sometimes on the chest or shoulders. It's not wanted, nor am I signaling I want to be touched. Just saying excuse me and going past. It bothers me every time. Asking password to social accounts or phone. Ask their friends to give them explicit details of their sexual encounters. Especially if it's with a BF. Went out with a group of guys last weekend. There were 6 of us and this random girl started hanging around us like a lost puppy and just wouldn't leave. She was attractive, but so obviously desperate for attention that none of our group of guys really cared to give her any. This girl was just looking at everyone, batting her eyes and trying to hug everyone, but the guys were just pawning her off on each other. Not sure if this is pathetic more than creepy, but if a guy did the same thing, he'd be labeled with creepy. So yeah, she was creepy to me. I honestly thought she was a hooker or something trying to sell services or some shitty. The way she was approaching dudes, it's not fking normal. Probably trying to get free drinks. Going to pride events, gay bars and groping the men whether they like it or not. Like FCK off. When women say things like if I were 10 years younger. About underage boys. It's creepy. Gives off pedo vibes. And if the genders were reversed you'd call the FBI. Pulling up the hem of your kilt to see if you're a true Scotsman. Being way too open about their life. Unwanted physical contact. Was out to dinner with a bunch of friends. Coincidentally, they were all women. And the waitress was hitting on me. Which involved obvious compliments, which I don't care about, and putting her hands all over my shoulders and upper chest. We all had a laugh about it after. But I was seriously weirded out by it. And were the genders reversed I guarantee no one would have been laughing about it. Man. You all are in some unhealthy relationships. Making a new social media account after I block you. As a gay guy, women seem to think that it's okay to touch me, in a general way, and sometimes even in a more inappropriate way. Lady, I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. Sure, we had a nice brief conversation, but don't touch me. Don't wrap your hands around my legs so you can gawk at the size of my legs. Don't squeeze my peck. Or think that I want a hug despite never having met you before. I am avoiding physical contact not only to be respectful of your boundaries, but because I also have boundaries I don't want you to violate. Consent works both ways. Always. Don't touch me. X demanded I take down a single picture of a platonic female friend who I have known over a decade and who is happily married to a mutual friend of ours. Said picture was part of a cluster of 8 total. Social media stalking is a little crazy, especially from stuff before I met you. Touch my ass without consent. Sometimes I just be performing my respiratory responsibilities and I feel a slight touch to my butt and now I'm uncomfortable and confused because I'm too scared to turn around and find out who dared touch my precious bum. I'd wager that most women wouldn't do this and wouldn't think this is okay. But my now ex-girlfriend went through my phone without asking for permission. In my experience. Not necessarily a majority, but not unusual. How has nobody mentioned this? It's definitely not most women. But it does happen sometimes. Get pissed off if you are not in the mood for sex. Like WTF, you're a man. You always want to have sex. Do you not like me anymore? Apostrophe. No. Andrea. I was just not horny that day and yes, I liked you a lot. Holy crap, thanks for the gold, stranger. Disregard consent with gay male friends. Perving on men. So many times in the workplace I have heard women say what they would like to do to a certain man. Almost drooling in public. If a man said the same comments, they would be fired. When she wants to know my Reddit username. Completely unhealthy. Straight girls who go to gay bars to be all like yes queen you and straight girls who go to lesbian bars and get offended when a girl hits on them. Edit. Thanks for the upvotes. And I know what rip inbox means now, mayo. Edit 2. I'm on Reddify. Setting up traps. To test us. Being upset with something we did said in your dreams. Lying to our faces when we ask direct questions like, what is wrong? How are you? Etc. Edit. Thank you for the gold. Kind stranger. Seems I hit a few nerves with this comment. All of which have affected us in different ways. Talk like a child. A few of my relationships have ended because my GFS wouldn't talk to me about an issue in our relationship. Which is weird cause supposedly that's a male trait. I just don't like confrontation. Well, the alternative is that I'm breaking up with you now because you've avoided talking to me about the issue for a few months when I keep trying to bring it up. So. Edit. To everyone asked how is this creepy? It's not. I wrote this on 4 hours of sleep. I thought this was just a what do girls do in relationship that's annoying. Type thread. Funny how I got gilded though. Never been gilded for being so off topic before. This is only really for the gay men out there, I think. But having a girl instantly label you as her gay best friend as soon as she finds out you're gay. Like. Bitch. I don't even like you. Touching me when you're a complete stranger. I'm in really good shape and the amount of women who would touch my arms, shoulders, and chest when I'm out was too high. Women invading men's personal space but then proceed to freak out when men invade theirs. This happened like 3 times in high school. Girls call you attractive as their way of calling you ugly. You know? Like some weird sarcasm reverse psychology thing. One of those times 2 girls were walking behind me in the hallway. One taps on my shoulder so I turn around and she says she thinks you're cute, then the other girl said she wants to suck your dick. I just told them I have a girlfriend because 1. I do and 2. I know what they're doing. This might be a cultural thing for Latinos. But there were some weird S-word comments said by female family members to my son when he was a toddler. They would call him my boyfriend and ask for kisses in a very aggressive way. When I changed his diapers, they'd stand around and say "Did key registered sign NSE SPIP?" Which roughly translates to "whose dick is that?" Which led me to always change his diaper in a private room. Even when told that you can do it here. It's okay. We're all family. One of my aunts even commented on how his dick has grown since he was a baby. Yeah. His whole body has grown. There's no need to talk about his penis specifically. Step away from my child. I guess this is all done in a cute or innocent way. But I never liked it. Pretending you're dumber or more incompetent than you really are for some reason. Getting pregnant on purpose to trap the guy into either marriage or 18 years of a paycheck. My best friend's psychopathic GF forced him to destroy his iPhone 7 because she found texts he sent to another student in his class about the subject material. HMU when you're 18 to young guy models and whatnot on social media. Any guy would be torn a new asshole if he were to say that. Yet it's totally acceptable from women. Getting free drinks from guys. In which they have admittedly zero interest in getting to know. Also, cush crabs. Thinking it's okay to hug at the workplace or touch your leg arm when talking. Dot. Then getting upset when some poor schmo thinks they are interested in them. Semicolon. How about no one touch each other at work? Flirting with me. Like. Had an ex that used to take pictures of me when I sleep because I look cute. I'd see if I look f***ing cute. That's some weird tea. I'm an attractive guy. I was a bartender and served tables for quite a while. The shitty women say and get away with saying is unreal. Women are just as bad as men when it comes to harassment. Asking us if we want to buy them a drink. The last time I was out a girl had asked me this and I felt disrespected. She was extremely attractive but opening up a conversation by asking if I want to buy you a drink is not appreciative. It made me feel like she thought I was a buster or something. Not all of us like to spend money on random girls just for a chance to talk to them. Basically shitty double standards. They grab you and giggle like it's okay. Semicolon. Also, lying by saying they have a boyfriend husband even though you have stalked their FB page and know damn well they don't. Devil's advocate to the second point, a man who won't leave you alone and gets aggressive when you tell him you're just not interested. Creating a fake Instagram user with their group of friends and stalking guys through it. Speak possessively about their male friends and claim men that they see. Most often when they think men can't hear. Also hitting a guy. And then behaving like a toxic feminist extremist when he hits you back. Stalking on social media. Developing feelings to justify bad behavior or poor conduct. Interrogation. Where spiders on the shower walls. Glamorizing the male body at work or in other non-casual situations. I've had co-workers speculating about the size of other co-workers' genitals in front of me. Talking about nude scenes of favored actors. Talking about marital aids, etc. If a guy was similarly casual about sex, it would be considered highly inappropriate, but women seem to get away with it as innocent fun. You should join in. Yeah. Big cock, but I bet Jeff has a real dirty asshole. One of my high school teachers got the Snapchats of the good-looking boys in her classes. She would talk to them about how her husband wasn't treating her right and how she was gonna divorce him. Might have been okay if she got to be friends with all kids in her classes. Women that call you daddy. Hahaha, WTF mate. Assume our money is now their money. I ain't saying she a gold digger. But if you marry her she'll wait for you to die so she can inherit all your hard-earned wealth. You break up a relationship. And her friends proceed to come after you like angry mobs for it. Unpopular opinion. Identify themselves as a single mother. Perhaps not creepy, but I went to a metal concert to which I had planned to go alone. My girlfriend then suggested one of her female friends to go with me. I was relatively indifferent and just said that yeah. As long as she likes the music, why not get to know the people you spend time with? Fast forward 1 week. During the concert, my girlfriend gets jealous of the friend she herself invited to go with me. Calls me constantly. Asks if I made out with her friend and threatened to break up. I was hard pressed not to laugh. The plan seems to have been to send someone to keep me under a lens. Which backfired on account of the next layer of her trust issues. Being overly eager to share certain personal details with each other. Like, look at my boobs. Is one noticeably bigger than the other? Apostrophe. Also, an ex who I had maintained a friendship with For a short time after the breakup, we would still talk once in a while. She called me and asked if I wanted to hang out. I said sure. I'm at home. Come over whenever. And she replied, okay. I'm already outside. I didn't keep answering those calls for very long. Also, some girls that talk like children, baby talk, and think it's cute. I'm in my 30s. I don't want to feel like a pedophile. Thank you. You're also in your 30s. And know how to speak properly. It's not cute. It's creepy. Preparing dubious elixirs and potions in an old cottage in the forest. Here's another one. Forcing your husband so to have a shared FB profile with you. We all know that means Dave cheated. Susan. Either forgive him or dump him and move on. Don't have a grown man tethered to your front porch like some insecure so. You should both be embarrassed. Catcalling. It's as creepy and unsettling, albeit usually flattering as well, for men as it is for women. In that same vein, anything women think is creepy when done to them is probably creepy if done to men too.